Okay.
You're good, Jill.
Welcome to the school committee meeting, 23rd,
Hey, everybody, I can't see anybody anymore now.
2020. We are sort of like Hollywood Squares tonight. We're all in different locations because we are trying to distance and social distancing. We're going to start with the acceptance of the minutes for the school committee meeting of Monday,
Motion to accept the minutes.
9th, 2020.
Motion to accept the minutes of March 9th.
Tom saying motion to accept. Do we have a second? Mike
Second.
saying second. I have to abstain. I was out sick. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor? That's all.
I don't vote.
Nothing
I
on
vote, Tom Mills says yes.
Okay. Moving on to
Can
correspondence.
you see me?
What?
Can everybody see me?
I can
Yes.
see you.
I
Hello?
can see you and hear you.
I'll hear you.
Oh, I can't see anybody. I can't see anybody. That's all right.
Okay.
Hard.
That's all right. Okay.
Keep going, okay? All right, there's nothing in the correspondence,
Go ahead.
nothing in the audience, so I'm going to pass the Dr. on to the superintendent's report.
Thank you. In response to the COVID-19 school shutdown ordered by the governor last week, the Rockland Public Schools and offices, including Rockland Daycare, will be closed through Tuesday, April 7th, 2020. Whether or not we'll actually return on April 8th is yet to be determined, but as of now, we are closed through Tuesday, April 7th. Our last day of school is currently scheduled to be June 18th, but that may change as circumstances continue to evolve. Since the beginning of this crisis, the Rockland Public Schools have not gone it alone. We are working closely with Town Administrator Doug Lapp and Town Health Agent Delshawn Flip. Both continue to be very helpful resources. Peter Blaney, who leads our community center and Equal Mission, among other things. She and I are in contact regularly. I also want to thank Chief Duffy, Chief Llewellyn, both of whom I'm in regular contact with. We have strong relationships in Rockland, and they are serving us well so far during this crisis. We are committed to supporting parents and students throughout this crisis in any way possible. We have academic and social emotional resources available, and we are reaching many families. Rockland teachers and administrators have collaborated to create grade appropriate enrichment resources that will allow students to continue to learn during the shutdown. Additionally, many of our teachers have provided additional resources directly to their students. Please go to our website for these resources. And all RPS school buildings are closed to the public until further notice. Technology update. We believe students in grades pre-K to 12, especially given our current situation, benefit educationally from having access to a laptop or Chromebook and access to the internet at home. Most students have cell phones, but not all students have access to the internet or devices other than a cell phone. If you are without internet service at home, Comcast is providing a 2-month free internet package for families. Information on this program can be found at our website. If you do not have a device other than a phone and would like to borrow one, email your building principal and he or she will arrange for you to receive a loaner device. Following this announcement last week, as of Friday, the Rockland Public Schools have given out 170 Chromebooks. Over the weekend, we received an additional 52 requests, bringing our total Chromebook requests up to 222 to date. There are more than 30 of you out there, though, in TV land who requested a Chromebook who have yet to come pick it up. Please, if you requested a Chromebook, you need to pick it up tomorrow, Tuesday the 24th, or Friday the 27th. We will not be holding any more distribution times after this Friday the 27th. After Friday, we will be delivering Chromebooks only. Thank you to Mr. Wells and to the principals for their work on distributing so much technology to our families. Again, if you requested a Chromebook from a principal, it's important that you follow through with picking up the Chromebook. Tomorrow and Friday between 11:30 and 12:30 at the Main Street entrance of Rockland High School are the last 2 days to pick up a Chromebook. A food service update. Throughout the closure, a free bag lunch is being served curbside to all students Monday through Friday at the Main Street entrance of Rockland High School from 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. We are averaging 300 lunches and breakfasts per day, and that number appears to be leveling off. Thank you to Adele Leonard and her staff for doing an outstanding job managing this undertaking and at a personal risk to themselves. A budget update. Jane will give more information later under old business, but over a week ago, out of concern for the unknown, the Rockland Public Schools have implemented a spending freeze. This freeze will continue for the remainder of the year. Outreach. We are concerned for all families during this time. We are maintaining our website and constantly updating the resources it contains. Janice Kemp, our librarian, has been exceptional. All correspondence are translated for our Portuguese-speaking families by Naya Callahan. Thank you, Naya. In addition, I have instructed each building principal to identify high-risk students and families and to actively reach out and check in with these families. Many of our laptop requests have resulted from these conversations. Please, if you need technology, reach out to your principal and he or she will make the arrangements for you to get a laptop. 2 quick news items. The middle school principal search has been put on hold. My plan is to reschedule the process using Zoom. We may hold the interviews using this process as well. We'll see how things progress in the coming days. The work of the elementary building committee is continuing. The elementary building committee will meet tomorrow at 3 p.m. using GoToMeeting, the same online platform we are using for this meeting. Masks and gloves. The Rockland Public Schools are donating all of our masks and gloves to the Rockland Fire Department, who will oversee their distribution as needed. We are gathering them up from each school currently and will be collecting them at central office before sending them to Chief Duffy. We're happy to be able to make the small contributions to the efforts of our first responders. First responders and your families. We recognize the challenges our first responders are facing with many issues, namely childcare. We are especially interested in supporting our first responder families in any way we can. If you are a first responder in Rockland, a fireman, a fire, police, or medical, don't be surprised if you receive a call from someone in the school department just checking in to see how things are going and if we can be of any assistance. We recognize the challenges you are facing and we'd like to do all we can to support you. Finally, I believe that challenging times reveal character, and I have tremendous confidence that the town of Rockland will continue to support one another throughout this crisis. I especially want to congratulate the students, to all of you, grades pre-K through seniors, for the hundreds of kindnesses you are showing each other during this difficult time. It is hard to be a kid in this situation, and I have seen hundreds of examples of good, positive actions, helping neighbors, looking out for older neighbors or folks with small children. I'm proud of you. Keep it up. And for you adults, you're doing great as well. Keep those smiles on your face. I've had the privilege of serving more than 300 lunches and breakfasts with Adele and the ladies a couple times last week, and the number of enthusiastic thank yous and kindnesses you are sharing as you pick up food goes a long way toward filling up my public service gas tank. So thank you. And thank you for the many emails I've received thanking me and thanking the schools for the steps we are taking to engage our community. The principals and other members of the senior leadership team are brainstorming every day ways we can step up during this crisis, and that effort will continue throughout. And finally, for real, I am sure this will be said by others during this meeting, this is a critical time in the likely arc of this pandemic, and I strongly encourage you to practice social distancing. Kids, please do not gather in groups, and parents, please do all you can to keep your kids from being in groups. Instead, if you can, please stay home. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Khan. Tom, can you see us?
I can't see you guys.
You cannot
Can you
see
see
us.
me? Can you see me? Doesn't matter. That's okay.
Well, I'll do roll call voting so that way you know what we're doing, okay?
That's fine.
Okay, we're moving on to reports. So financial reports for February from the school department, the high school student activities, middle school student activities, the cafeteria, and daycare. So it entertains motions.
Five motions to accept.
Okay, do I have
5
five?
seconds.
All right. All those in favor? Mr. Mills?
Tom Mills says yes.
Emily?
Yes.
Mr. Garofalo?
Yes.
And I say yes, so that's 4. Thank you so much. Moving on to monthly reports for January and February, we have art, athletic, computer technology, daycare, family consumer, science and technology, health physical education, math 5 through 8, music, radio TV station, science, social studies, middle school, foreign language, and library.
14 motions to accept.
You have 14 seconds.
14 seconds.
Okay. All those in favor? Emily?
Aye.
And I say yes as well. So that's all 4
Tom
of
Mills
us.
says yes.
Okay. And Mike's saying yes too. I can see you. All right. On to old business. Completed fundraisers. So busy counting, I could flip. Eston School Pack, special someone raised $1,296. That's
Awesome.
yeah, awesome. In February before sort of all of this happened. So that's wonderful. They got to get that in before the all of this happened. Moving on to the budget update. Are we doing that?
Yes, Jane, Ms. Hackett?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, the focus has shifted somewhat from the FY21 budget to the to the current year budget. But we are continuing to work hard on the FY20 budget, coming up with EL plans for the new SOA money that we received from the state. Our meeting with the Finance Committee for this Wednesday night has been postponed. They're looking to tentatively reschedule that to next week. We'll keep you in the loop on that. But as of right now, I think we're well prepared for that meeting and looking forward to it when it can occur.
Perfect. Thank you. Is that all you have?
That's all I have.
That was a lot, not to make light of it. Moving on to the request for approval of the Ease, Leap, and Steps Parent Handbook. It was the second reading. Do we have a
Motion to accept.
okay? Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Tom
Emily?
Mills says yes.
Tom Mills says, Mr. Garofalo put his hand up and I say yes as well, so that's a vote. Thank you. Request for approval of the new elementary math program, Bridges, oh goodness, in mathematics. Second.
Motion to accept.
Second.
All those in favor? Ms. Harrison?
I accept.
Ms.
Yes.
Mike?
Tom Mills says yes.
All right, we're all 4 of us. Thank you. Nothing under new business. So anything to add to personnel information, Dr. Cron?
Nothing to add at this time.
Okay. Then we'll go on to public service announcements. We'll start with ladies first, although we seem to be out of order on a screen. Ms. Gear. Thank you for coming tonight, by the way.
I thought that it was really interesting that our school system has been able to provide families with lunches. I love to see that. I love that the community can come together and get those meals that they need. I also thought that it was interesting this week that houses in Rockland and Abington put up rainbows on their front doors and encourage families to go drive around and look for rainbows. I really love that, kind of getting out but also staying distant. Spring sports have been pushed back till April 27th, so we'll see. And my teachers have been really supportive about like giving us work and like telling us like how we should be doing it and like not trying to overwhelm us with it. So like that's really awesome in that regard. And also the guidance department has been extremely helpful for seniors because they gave us a big packet of scholarships and said, okay, here you go. So they've been really helpful with any questions, or if you don't have access to a printer, they're willing to print them off and send them to you. So they've been very helpful.
Cool, very good. Ms. Harrison?
Hi. I would just like to thank everybody for being so flexible the last couple of weeks. It's a very uncertain time that we're in, and everybody between the lunch handouts and the staff here has been great. So we're kind of just hanging on and waiting for an update of what to do next. And I think we're in it. We're here. So that's all I have.
All right, thank you so much. Mr. Mills?
Yeah. Being a teacher, I have been going through a lot of setting up classes for my students and getting email addresses and receiving emails back and forth. It's really nice that, the number of students that are reacting and, and actually doing the work and, sending the stuff in. I appreciate that. So, everybody be safe, just keep on going and, be kind to each other. Thank you.
Awesome. Mr. Garofalo?
Yeah, I'm gonna start off with number one. If this does turn out to be my last meeting, depending on what happens with the local election, I want to thank each and every one of you that I've had the privilege of being involved with on this. Tom, you've got the longest I've been involved with on this, and Dick, who's not on with us. But overall, just, it's been a great 3 years. And now on the flip, if the election is pushed up and I have to stay on, I have zero problem doing that and look forward to doing that and help, because this is not any chartered waters anybody has been in before. With that being said, I am so proud of this town and the community from what I have seen in the last week since everything has gone down, from the rainbows to Adele and her crew. I've had lunch there a couple times. Actually, Adele yelled at me because I gave her money to go buy them all coffee, but I don't care. And, there are a few things that can be learned from this as we move forward as people and as a country, as a town, what have you. But what I really want to point out is yesterday was my youngest daughter's birthday. She turned 7, and she said that it was the best birthday I've ever had because she received numerous video messages and surprise drive-bys from people. In particular, 3 teachers at Memorial Park sent her video messages. Mrs. Mullen, Mrs. Cox, and Miss Babcock all sent video messages to Charlotte. Now, Charlotte's had 2 of those teachers and doesn't have Miss Babcock, but she knew her from Izzy having her. And I just think that speaks volume about the staff that we have as community, and how everybody in our school system is together and working to make sure everybody is getting through this. So, and I want to thank everybody in town for all that they're doing. And hopefully after this mess clears up, we keep going as a town in that direction and remember that we can do when we come together.
Yeah, thanks, Mike.
Is that it? I didn't want to cut you off.
No, that's it.
Okay. Thank you, Mike, for your 3 years with us. We appreciate the time, and I doubt this is the last meeting, but I did want to say thank you. I know you've given me advice here and there, and I appreciate that. I appreciate my time with you and your time volunteering for this. On to me. I will start with a quick list of thank yous as well for Dave Cable Murphy and WRPS. WRPS is 46 years here as of February 8th, so they are officially older than me. But I think that is cool that we have that right here in our own town, and that we have his with Lisa and Chris's assistance all the time, who certainly helped us out tonight to get this up and running for us. The super's office, Jane, Colleen, Ira, Joan, Donna, for continuing to move along. Their school still has bills to be paid, payroll still needs to be done, and these ladies are just stepping up. They're still working on curriculum. They're still doing things that they need to do. They haven't, said boo to nothing. They just jump in, hands on. What do you need to have done? And I appreciate that. I appreciate them being here, along with Dr. Cron as well. All hours of the day, weekends and whatnot, whatever we need, they're there for us. I appreciate that. For our teachers, for caring so much, like you said, Mike, about our students and reaching out to them with lesson plans and encouragement. My children as well have received information from their teachers, lots of their teachers. And it's not just here, do this in Google Classroom. It's we're going to get through this and we're going to get through it together. Words of encouragement. And I think that's huge because their character. And we're blessed that we have this, these people with us and supporting us. So I am thankful for them. And Mark Schramm and his team, making sure the schools are ready. If we get to go back, when we get to go back, his team is certainly making sure that we're all safe. And for Mr. Wells and his team to make sure that we do all have Chromebooks. We're here tonight. I'm even here on a Chromebook tonight. All of these people together make this community. We make this town. We all bleed blue, and I think it shows. I did want to leave with one quick poem, if I can say it, without getting a little bit emotional, because I think that it is a sign of the times for us. I do think that the world is coming together. This was posted on Facebook by Carolyn Good, who was my 5th grade teacher when I was at Eston. Excuse me. So I imagine if Dr. Seuss was alive today, he'd write something like this. The buildings were big and the people would smile, and travel they would mile by mile. But sick they worried communities too. But sick they became in numbers grew. Businesses worried communities too. Things stopped for a bit, the world slowed its roll. The virus had certainly taken its toll. But what then they saw from slowing things down is in fact, they now had less reasons for frown. Families now gathered, what game shall we play? Pass me the blue crayon, give mommy the gray. Dad's home, guys, he can read us a book, then all of us together will cook. The lungs of the planet caught a small break, less travel meant less pollution to make. People did realize they'd all be okay. They don't need so much to get through the day. Maybe this virus that caused so much stress showed the whole world that more can be less. And it was inspired by Dr. Seuss, but not written to someone. So I think Mike's holding up the sign. I just think that's true, and I think that reflects a lot on us. And like Mike and I were all saying, this is a cool town to be in, and we're all sticking together. That's all the words of wisdom I have. And I won't keep us all any longer. Thank you all for being here tonight. I appreciate you reaching out from your home.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second,
Yeah.
Mike behind
You all
the
have a good night.
sign.
Yeah,
You
be
got
safe. Be safe. Yeah.
motion to adjourn. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.